Welcome back to Window to the Soul, a podcast based here out of Renewal by Andersen of Central Virginia. I'm your host, once again, Stephen Covert. I'm joined this morning with Rob Zamaro. Rob,
Steven.
Welcome to, for the first time, to the stew, to the setup. We've been trying to get you in here for a long, long time. You seemed hesitant at first, but here you are, right in front of me in the flesh.
Here I am.
How are you, Rob?
I'm doing great. I'm actually very excited to be here today. So it's one of those things where I've been hiding from everybody for a little while, and it's not intentional. I've just been very busy. So it's really hard for me to get in here and actually do these things, but I'm actually really excited that I'm here today because I get to share information not only with you, but our actual audience that'll be able to indulge in whatever information that we might have that might help them make a better decision in their buying process. And, maybe they're looking for something to do with their windows and they don't even know where to start because they don't know about windows themselves. Not a lot of homeowners, know the very details of what's going to be effective to them in the future in the way of, purchases and different products that are out there. So it's definitely exciting to bring this to the table for our audience to hear and give them a better perspective on who we are as in the industry.
Absolutely. I love that. For those listening at home, Rob is the man here at Renewal, one of the hardest working guys I know. Always got a smile on his face, always killing it. Does a lot of training, knows a lot about the window game, one of the most knowledgeable and one of the most passionate. And just a quick little summary of what's going on today. This podcast episode and probably the next few are going to be very much oriented towards you as a customer, toward you as Richmond, you as a Virginia, just to answer the questions that are on your mind about Renewal by Andersen, about windows, just to give you guys an opportunity to learn, to be educated, and just a free source of information before you either choose us or go to anybody, just to know exactly what you're getting into and all about the window game. Rob, I asked this question to everyone that comes on. You get off the plane.
Mm-hmm.
You hop into your Uber. The driver, his name is Daniel, metaphorically. He turns around, he says, Rob, what do you do? What do you tell him?
I don't really give him a straight answer because, my answer would typically be, hey, I'm the installation and service training manager for the whole company.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that sounds like a very cool title, don't get me wrong. But what is it exactly? I try not to, well, let's backtrack a little bit. I'm not a big fan of titles.
Can I get you to move a little bit closer? I always run into this problem in every episode because I always have a loud voice. So every time someone listens, it sounds like I'm like shouting, and the other guest that's supposed to be the center of attention is like back here.
Oh, no, you're good.
And I just sound like the guy that's just,
Is
loud.
that better?
That's much better.
All
Thank
right.
you. Continue. So take us back.
I don't feel like I can see your face now because my head's so
Here,
small,
you can- I told this to Eric last time. This mic is yours. You take it where you want it to follow.
Okay.
Don't let the mic lead you. You can turn and spin wherever you need to go.
I got it. All right. So, what was your question again?
What do you do? You're talking about service and installation. You're saying, I don't like to have a title.
Yes.
But let's bring it back.
Yeah. So I go back to, hey, this is my fancy title, but really it comes down to, I actually just love the fact that I have been given the opportunity to train people. And not only train, but to give a helping hand anywhere within the organization itself. Because I've never been a person of, this is my title, this is my job. I've always been that, if you're fallen or need help, let me help you. And I would kind of expect the same thing from anybody else. It's just what makes an organization move forward. It's not one of those things where it's like, hey, this is what I do and this is all that you're going to get from me. So I kind of explain it in the way of, not only do I train, I lend that helping hand wherever I possibly can. And even to the customer's perspective, I'll reach out to a customer if they have a question and really give them that information that they're looking for if someone doesn't have the information to share with them. So it's been one of those things where, I'm everywhere. I wear many hats within the organization, and that's what I love more about what I do. Not necessarily the training aspect of things. It's a whole of what I love here at Richmond Window. Because Richmond Window really brings that out in you. It's not just like, hey, you come in, you clock in, and hey, my name's Rob. I'm here to, do what I'm doing today, and then leave at 4:30. whatever that may be. I don't really know what 4:30 is a lot of the times because I'm not getting back to the house until 7, 8 o'clock at night if I'm up in, Stanton or the mountains of Afton somewhere. So, really just wherever I can be is where I will be.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, for those listening at home, Rob said he will pick you up when you need help. What was it, like 4 months ago? I drove my car into a ditch pulling out of my driveway, and Rob almost dropped everything to come see me. So he means it.
Yeah.
You're a helping hand, Rob.
Yeah, I remember that.
I love it,
remember
man.
that. How did you get out again?
Well, it was so I pulled out of my driveway, and every time I pulled out, I was like, okay, let me be careful because it was just like it was ditch and ditch.
Yeah,
there's no guards. And I was like, man, one day I'm really gonna fall in there, but not today.
Yeah.
But that was the day, and it was like 20 degrees outside.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh well, here we go. So I fell, and it was like a slow, gradual fall. It wasn't like and then like the metal, and it was just like
So like tires were spinning and everything.
falling in. No, it was like a roll. I just kind of like slowly sank into the ditch. So I went and knocked on doors. It's a really good way to meet your neighbors quickly when you were in need. So I just moved in. I was knocking on doors. But as you'd expect, most of the men who drove the trucks were not home because they were at work, where I was en route to. But my neighbors, there was like 7 of these guys just came out and they just pulled me out, and it was nuts.
So they like hooked up to your vehicle?
No, they didn't do anything. They put rocks under the wheel, and it was so cold. Your fingers were getting cold. Everything was just like terrible. But they were like,
But
what do
you
what
lended
do
a
you need?
hand.
I
would hope so.
supervised.
I mean, you're a big guy. Like,
I
I
supervised.
think it's one of those things where it's just like, hey, guys, let me help you a little bit.
No. What I did was I asked for help, which that's the first step. And then but I knew who to go to because there's these big, strong guys came out and just collaborated like I've never seen before. No equipment, just
That's awesome.
just get good old fashioned hard work.
Yeah,
But
that's awesome.
Rob, for those at home, Rob has agreed to join us for the time being, for the foreseeable future, as a co-host of the show, because we're really trying to revamp it and make it more customer-faced, because in the past, I was really focused on internal culture and introducing new employees, leadership, et cetera, et cetera. But we're going to kind of switch it. We're going to make it a little more external-facing, and that kind of brings us to the focus of this episode, which is answering Renewal by Andersen's most frequently asked questions. And I thought, who better than Rob Zamaro, who knows Renewal in and out and our process and our materials and everything we do, to come in and talk to you about it. So I hope this episode is informative. Rob, we're going to start with question number 1.
You got it. What you got, man?
What type of warranty comes with the windows?
Oof. Curbside? No, I'm kidding. Let's see. A warranty is actually really phenomenal. So a lot of people buy our windows not only for how amazing they are and what they offer in the way of FiberX, which we'll talk about eventually, but really it comes down to the warranty, because a lot of people will go to Home Depot and say, "Hey, look, I want to buy this door. You come put it in." But after that, third-party contractor has come in that really has no affiliation with the organization, Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever it may be, it really is just a curbside warranty at that point. Like, you're really relying on that installation to be absolutely perfect, because good luck trying to chase that person down unless that person is, has a good heart and they're going to come back and really make sure that their customer is taken care of. And I feel like as an organization, that's what we do with our warranty, because that's what really carries the rest of our product out is our warranty. Is not only is it a great window, but we're here to back that window with such a phenomenal warranty. And there's a couple of different aspects of the warranty. It's not going to be the whole window specifically. It's going to be parts of the windows that are going to offer a little bit of different limitations as to what that warranty will fall under. So as the actual glass itself, let me bring up my paper real quick. So the glass itself, that is anything from, low E to the heat lock, smart sun, all the different glasses that we do offer. That is a 20-year warranty on such. However, that doesn't include things like the glazing that might fail over maybe a 20-year period of time, which is, it could happen. But it's very rare, and what that is it's the actual glazing that seals the glass to the actual FiberX sash itself. of the actual window that is actually operating. So you do have that warranty on the glass that is 20 years, that and free from defects. So then let's talk about FiberX warranty. FiberX warranty is also 20 years from the installation date itself. And mind you, the great thing about all this is what happens if you decide to move out, Stephen, and you say, "Hey, my new buyer would love to know about the warranty with these windows." Well, this is the greatest thing is that it's transferable.
That's
you
what
know?
Lucas told me last time.
Oh, it's so awesome.
Unbelievable. I
Yeah,
don't know how he pulled that off.
It is so amazing because that would make me feel so great if I was to go and purchase a home knowing that I had Renewal by Andersen in my home. And I'm like, man, I didn't buy these windows. Like, how does the warranty going to work?
Yeah, and it's transferred right over. That would honestly be a game changer for me when buying
Big
a
game
home.
changer. Absolutely. Big game changer. Because if you don't know, who are you chasing? You're chasing nobody, and then you're looking at purchasing possibly new windows again because you don't know where to start.
And nothing is worse, especially like, I mean, I just moved into a new apartment, so I'm not like in the home game right now.
Sure.
But just moving into an old apartment, or in, it's been passed along and the windows are horrible and it's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
You're just stuck with them, especially like at home. You come in, it's like, wow, what a great place to raise my family. And then you notice the windows like 2 days into moving. You're like, oh,
Yeah, like what
those
are you
look terrible. But knowing that you could come in and be like, oh, these are Renewal windows. Whenever I want to get this switched out or use this warranty, it's transferred right over. And the original tenant probably wasn't in there for the majority of the time, maybe 20 years. But if you left 10 years in, you get 10 years left.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
That's huge.
Yeah, I mean, and it's nothing for a customer to call in like at their 19-year mark and be like, hey, I have a problem with my double hung window, and it might be the older style, the DH style of things. And now I'll touch on that really quick. So you have DH was our first window, and then we had, and this is double hungs. So we had DH, and then we had DBs, and then we have the DG model line, which is our newest product that's out. But even going back all the way to DHs, when we first started the whole FiberX window coming into the double hung line of products, we're able to go back and service those windows, and that is phenomenal. There's no way I'm calling a company 20 years from now or 19 years from now and being like, hey, do you have this part? They're going to be like, you're probably going to have to go to ereplacements.com or something like that.
And pay out the nose.
Exactly. And then you got to find someone to put it in.
And then pay again.
Yeah, like who knows how to work on these windows?
That's unbelievable.
So it really comes down to us being that one turnkey operation as to, we're here to the end. Like if a specific part's broken, we can't get that one part. And it's, and it's one of those things we have to replace, and we have to replace the whole thing, then we're going to do the whole thing. We're not going to tell the customer, sorry, tough luck. Like this is what you're stuck with. So, that's really eye-opening and really makes our customers feel like in awe about our product and being able to move forward with such great warranties that we offer here.
Yeah, that's excellent, man. Wow. That's a really good answer. Now, following up with that, Renewal, unprecedented, just efficiency, weather sealing, all that good stuff. What are the benefits of having such a, I guess, comprehensive package with your windows? Like these are precisely measured,
Correct.
Fit right in, unlike probably your more traditional copy paste windows
Absolutely.
that you get with the copy paste home that you find out 2 weeks in that these were copy pasted.
Yeah.
Now, what are the benefits efficiency wise, weathering and all that good stuff?
So, when it comes down to that, and we start the whole process of selling the windows and going out and measuring and making sure that everything's measured down to the 16th of, making sure everything's going to fit properly. Really, it's gonna come down to the installation process to carry out what our actual window offers. So not only being that our glass has 95% argon, 5% nitrogen, filled with silica dust to carry any type of moisture that might be trapped in between the glass and the actual FiberX itself. And when we put the windows in, making sure they're insulated properly, everything's caulked in properly, you really have to make sure that every step is tackled for the window to perform at its 110% peak of what it's supposed to do, which our installers are amazing at.
Absolutely.
Just with the whole certified master installer. We go through everything so in depth. So we're making sure that we, cross our T's when we're putting these products in to be able to give that customer, just the most perfect installation. So everything does seal. We don't have any air infiltration, water infiltration, any, let's see, air infiltration, water infiltration. And then the other thing is just making sure everything's plumb level, square, centered, straight. You don't want your windows to be all wonky in there. So really, it just comes down to a great installation and make sure everything works properly.
Absolutely, and I know it's typical for I hear every company being like, oh, we provide 110%. We're all about we're A plus, but it comes down to we have to come back in 20 years. Like if it's messed up, we're coming back. So the goal is to make it perfect.
Yes.
So that we never come back again.
Absolutely. And no one wants to revisit rework.
And that just kind of came to my mind too, because like, oh, you hear all these. I'm sure every window company is like, oh, we're the best in the game, but it's like, of course we're the best. We want to make sure the first time is the last time. Yeah. So it's just you guys do a killer job. I remember coming out to, one of our sales consultants had a job, and it was just the coolest thing. Seeing Junior and the team just like knocking it out. It was so cool.
Yeah.
They were so thorough and just like a crazy team. Yeah. And they're so good at it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, everybody is phenomenal. Their team is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Daniel Bowe, all these guys that are out there putting in not only windows, we got doors too.
Yeah, we do have doors.
It's the same process.
Don't even get me started on the doors next time.
We'll save the doors. We'll save the doors for maybe a different day.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll do that.
But touching back, you mentioned now, I am the furthest thing from understanding the ins and outs and the really nitty gritty of the windows.
Sure.
And I know you mentioned what is it, nitrogen sealing? Or tell me about that. What specifically, what does that help with?
Okay, so argon. So over a period of time, as seals break down and whatnot, over a 25-year process, what the scientists have gathered from RBA is typically when that starts to break down, and it's really across the industry as well. So what that argon does is it really helps balance all the gases, or it is the gas in the actual sash itself that prevents any type of fogging that might build up, condensation that might get inside. So really, it does help keep your windows super clear.
Yeah,
you ever
absolutely.
go to an old house and the window's all fogged up and you clean it a million times, but it's not coming out, and you think, oh man, this cleaner I have is just garbage. I got to try something different. Well, really, it's the argon that's failed.
Or let me hire a professional who I'm also going to have to pay to clean it. And
exactly.
They won't do anything.
Exactly. Yeah. So what about the nitrogen? What does the nitrogen do? So the nitrogen,
tell me about the nitrogen,
balances out the argon inside of the sash itself. So really, it just keeps everything balanced out through the different seasons. You're hot and cold. However, I will touch on this because we do get some customers that say, hey, you have the best product in the world, and these are supposed to keep all the elements out. Yeah, I get it. And it is, for the most part. However, it still is a window. It's not like a 6-inch thick wall that's super insulated and you're not going to feel any cold whatsoever. That's not always the truth. You would feel some cool permeating the window, and that's with whatever window may be across the line. But for the most part, I would say it's going to do its job and making sure that you feel comfortable wherever you're sitting in your home. It's not going to hit you 4 feet away. You would really have to touch it to feel the difference.
Yeah.
But all those things that are meant to keep the elements out, it does its job properly.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking from experience, like all these different components of the window that make it not only internally solid, but they look beautiful.
Yeah.
They're aesthetically pleasing, and they're going to last, and they've got all these different ins and outs that I didn't even know about that keep them self-sustaining almost.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like you mentioned with the fogging and the dirt, like my new apartment, moved in, massive windows, beautiful, beautiful, but there's this fog and this dirt and there's no like sound, nothing. It's just I hear the train go by. They're the dirtiest windows in the world. They're too heavy to pick up. I can't clean them. And it's just like, it definitely bogs down the, not that there's a curbside appeal because I'm 3 floors up, but I walk in like, wish I could have some Renewal windows.
But how nice would it be to like wake up and just not worry about it?
Exactly. Have the light shining through.
Yeah.
Crystal clear glass. No, just knowing that I've got these for 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
excellent.
And it's nothing for you to just pick up the phone and say, "Hey, I have these issues with my windows. Is there any way you guys can help me out?" Absolutely. We're there to the end. And that's what I tell all our customers. Whatever you do, know that we're here for you. Pick up the phone, give us a call. Here's my business card. If you don't want to call the office, call me and I'll be able to help you relay any information that you might have that someone might not understand. But yeah, it'd be amazing to just be able to wake up and not have to deal with your troubled windows anymore. Because I know I'm still going through that process. Half of my house has Andersen, the other half doesn't. So I'm working on it.
You spend most of your time in that Andersen half. No,
Absolutely.
and we have such a team that truly believes in the product and they're incredibly passionate about it. And that's, we care first and foremost for the homeowner experience. And especially in this day and age where real estate is huge, having a beautiful property that ages well is huge.
Absolutely.
Not everyone's going to live in the same house forever, but what a benefit it would be to move out with a renewal warranty and say, hey, future owner, I've got these sick windows in the front. Beautiful, right? You still got another 10 years left on them to replace them.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable. Rob, this was an excellent episode. For all those joining us on the Friday morning commute, having your cup of coffee, I hope this episode was informative, educational, and I hope next time you look at your windows, you pick up your phone and you call Renewal and you just let them know what's going on because we're always here to help, even if it's just for an informative call. Rob's the man. Rob, thank you for being here. I'm excited to have you on the future episodes.
Absolutely, man. It's going to be a blast.
It's going to be a freaking blast. If you don't follow us on the socials, make sure you do. Comment down below on any of these posts or shoot us an email, call us in. If you have any questions you want answered, Rob and I will be on call for these podcasts, trying to get all your questions answered.
And I'm a real person. Like, I'm not just, this hired person that was like, hey, can you talk about our windows?
I threw
you can actually talk to me.
I threw you in some Renewal gear and I said, just stand there and smile.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, Rob, you can easily, I'm not sure how easily, but Rob's given us business cards all the time. So probably pretty easily access him.
Yeah.
He can answer all questions. And if not, someone at the office will swing by. And let's change your world. Let's change your life. Let's change your house.
Let's do it.
Thanks
One door at a time.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for listening to Window to the Soul. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend.